Welcome to the Daily WIP, the show where we discover everyone's becoming a media company. On the show today, we talk about brands needing to be content machines. You have a product, your secondary product is your content. And I'm not talking about content for HR, like hiring people. I'm not talking about how-to videos so people understand how your products or services work. I'm talking about the content that you create to capture the minds of people and bring them along a journey and iterate based on feedback and own an audience that is then buying off you. There is definitely a place for creative agencies, digital agencies, production companies and freelancers. Those people are still highly valuable in the network, but it's to say that brands are taking control of the whole thing and they're creating their own thread. So let's dig a little bit deeper into what a content machine is. It's about lots of videos that get a smaller amount of views, but over time becomes this carpet that covers everything that there is no escape from, and that every which way that your potential audience looks, you keep turning up. And it's using all the different platforms for what they're good at to get people coming back to the thread. You can't just have a post every week per platform. How are you supposed to capture people? The thing about content en masse is that you put out so much stuff is that there's always something new. But the really interesting thing there is that it doesn't all have to be high production quality. And by production quality, I mean expensive, hard to make, lots of effort. It can be low production quality, but still be of high content quality. So the messages are still strong. Your ability to capture people's interest is still strong, but you're not spending $100,000, $1 million on a piece of content. You might be spending $2,500 or $500 or nothing on a piece of content, but it's tying to the themes. And this relates to what is your strategy. The thing I want to hammer home to people is that at the start of the year, you don't build up a content strategy for a 12-month period and have all of the themes written down and have all of the topics that you're going to cover and all of the pieces, and then just build up this whole big structure of going, this is going to be awesome. We're going to have 300 pieces of content this year. We're a content machine. It's going to be massive. That's not how to do it, right? So if you do it that way, you've completely thrown out your ability to iterate on what you've learned. You're completely inflexible. People up above you, so I'm imagining that you're a marketing manager that I'm talking to right now. People up above you, CMOs and others, they're going to go, well, you said you're going to do all these things, and now all of a sudden you're changing your plan. What's going on? What's going wrong, right? And it's not so much what's going wrong, it's actually what's going right. So you've got to set yourself up for that type of success, which means if you're going to have a 12-month content strategy, tell people that you're going to play on these certain channels and that you're going to get up to this type of cadence over a period of time. Say in the first 3 months, you're like, we're just getting up to speed. We're going to be posting a whole lot of stuff, maybe, I don't know, 10 to 20 things a week. We're going to do no ad spend. We're just going to try and create a cadence of creation. We're going to build our content machine, and we're just going to get organic feedback. You might have discovered that that's what we're doing with the Daily WIP. There's no ad spend, there's nothing, there's just organic feedback, and we're learning very quickly what to do before episode 100, where we start season 2, episode 1, and you're going to see exactly what has changed at that time period. So it's just saying, this is our cadence, this is our expected production output. Don't beat yourself up on actual engagement, number of views, number of likes. Don't beat yourself up about any of that stuff. Just get true engagement and true feedback from a handful of people that are indicative of the next million. And then just tell the people above you, this is what we're going to do. It reduces the risk of perfectionism, which stops people doing anything. And it allows people to just go, all right, I'm going to post 15 things this week on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And we're going to post 5 videos on YouTube, right? And they're all going to be tied together. And by the end of that week, we will have tested out 5 themes, 5 messages, and 1 will have stuck, 2 will have been totally boring, and the other 2 will have been interesting, but they need iterating. The week after, you iterate on all these things. Can you see that this starts to get fun? That you start to delve deeper and deeper into messaging? And the other really exciting thing as a marketing manager is that if you can start to prove that this is of worth, which obviously it is, and you can start to get budget, and you can start to feel like you've got the resources around you, you're building a content machine, you've got the people, you've got the assets all available to publish, you've got publishing down, you've got your calendar, you've got all this stuff. You start doing ad spend, you start seeing conversions on ad spend, doing all this stuff. Once you start doing that, it becomes really fun because you're now following your own thread of discovery as people start winding around your sun, spinning through space, which I keep referring to. And this is where you start making creative decisions based on making stuff. It's a key thing is that creativity doesn't come from brainstorming and just coming up with all these great ideas. Creativity comes from doing and then the outcomes of doing. If you think about filmmakers, scriptwriters, they don't just sit there pondering everything and then they just ponder and then write the perfect script. They think about some stuff, they workshop a script. They think about some stuff, they write a new script. They think about some stuff, they get feedback, they write a new version. And they get up to version 65, 70 before it even goes into any concept of production. And then during production, it gets rewritten three times based on feedback of trying to shoot, feedback of how the actor reacts, feedback on what the producers think, feedback on the money people, all those things. So what I want to hammer home is that you're going to turn yourself into a content machine, but it's going to be an iterative, agile content machine. As a marketing manager, you are going to become an agile marketer. And it's agile based on the content and the market and how it comes together and what you can produce over time. So that's what I wanted to tell you today. And see you tomorrow.
Everyone owns their own media company.